Hi everybody, this is Trish from Art Journal Junkie. So I've taken out my A4 messy journal and a little book that I bought down at our second-hand bookstore, and I've ripped out some pages, and I'm going to glue them down just with some matte gel medium. Now I don't have any real plan here for which way the text is going to go, so I've speeded up the process. You don't really need to see me gluing it down, I'm sure. And just one thing that I really did make sure of though is that there was a lot of matte gel medium on the back of the piece of paper that I was sticking down, and of course some over the front as well, so that would make a nice surface for me to work on. One way to make sure that my pages are well dried is by giving them a blast with my heat tool and then popping a bulldog clip behind each page just to let it air dry and get the air circulating from behind as well. I trimmed down the pages and now I'm using my watery gesso. And the reason why I keep a tub of watery gesso is because my gesso actually went all ooky and hard, not hard, but it sort of went like the consistency of porridge, I guess. And every time I used it, I'd get horrible lumps all over the place. So waste not, want not, I popped it into another tub, added some water, and what that does is it gives me a light enough gesso that I don't lose the typeface or the type that's in the background. Now I'm just preparing a head here because I don't have any open acrylics or acrylic flow paints, so I've made my own. And you'll see that I've taken a little container, added some acrylic paint and some water, and those are the three colors that I'm going to use for the background of my project. I've got some gesso paste out, that's just modeling paste, and a stencil that I bought in a shop some years ago. And all I'm going to do is add a little bit of texture by putting the paste through the stencil. I was just making sure which way was which there, not that it really matters. And then once I've put the paste down, I allow that to dry completely again. Okay, some roller towel just to mop up all the mess that I know I'm going to make. And those 3 colors that I made into watery acrylics. Of course, it would help if you nip the top off so that you can get the paint out. And all I'm doing is I'm just popping paint on the page and then spritzing with water. There really isn't any method to my madness here. It was as the flow took me, so I put it down. Different colors, just the green, the blue and the yellow. I will tell you that the yellow in the video here doesn't look quite as bright as it is in my book, and I think that's because I was working on this one evening and the lighting wasn't that good. Nevertheless, I still had a lot of fun. And of course, I'm using my heat gun to blow the paint in the directions that I want it to go. So I've taken out a stencil, a circle stencil, and I'm using my Derwent pencils. They're the Inktense pencils. And you can see I use my fingers just to work out exactly where the paste is so that my circles aren't over that area. I suppose I could have drawn the circles freehand, but you know what, you've got a stencil or a template, you may as well use it. I could have used gesso to colour in the circles, but I decided to actually use my white acrylic paint. So I'm just painting the inside of the circles quite loosely. Now that the circles are all painted in and dried, I've chosen a medium sort of yellow ochre to just highlight the paste or the texture that I'd put in the background with the stencil. It wasn't really doing what I wanted to do, but I still quite enjoyed playing, feeling with my fingers, putting the paint down and creating some depth to a page that was once just blank and flat. out with the Derwent Inktense again, and just loosely putting in some color around the circles and then activating it with a water brush. I took out my Aquatones, thinking that perhaps I could highlight the raised edge. In retrospect, maybe I should have left the texture, because I wanted it white really, left it to the end, but too late. Let's just make a plan, and I used the Aquatones. Then I took out my pastels and just darkened the edge of my pages. I quite like the effect that it gives, just grunged it up a little bit here and there. And then I was ready to start working on a phrase that I wanted to put into each of these circles. But before that, of course, you know, I have to add more color and play with my fingers and a baby wipe and more color. It's fun. That's what I like doing, is just adding and adding. Now I've just used my own handwriting with the Sharpie pen inside the bubbles, and I have scripted in the phrase, "Please don't burst my bubble." If you're interested in learning how to use your own font or design your own font, go over and have a look at Joanne Sharp's lessons. I'll put a link to her classes in the description box below. That's where I learned to embrace my own font. And then finally, just with a gel ink pen, I added loads and loads of little black bubbles just to, again, add to the background. And that was my journal spread. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up. And come on over to Facebook and join me at Art Journal Junkie. I wish you all a very good day and see you soon. Bye for now.